So we operate in primary care. In healthcare, there are different levels of care delivery. There's what we call primary care, secondary care, tertiary care, quaternary care. The further you go into the care delivery, the more expensive it becomes. In 2023, I had an ear infection and I went to a clinic in Accra around 7 p.m. When I got to the clinic, the building was very old, inside was very disorganized, and I wasn't sure I was even safe over there. The next day when I went around, I saw that many clinics were in a similar state. So you realize that you have many clinics, or you have some clinics in some communities, and people avoid them because they are not seen as projecting quality. But that is really important, because when you have a headache, for example, the first person you contact, or the first health practitioner you contact, is your primary care physician. And if we can treat most conditions at the primary care level, healthcare will not be really expensive the way we're currently experiencing it. And so what we decided to do at Rivia is to partner with existing healthcare facilities, invest in them, invest in their infrastructure, invest in their inventory. So the inventory includes their medications, their equipment, their consumables, the things they use to treat people, and then their branding, so that when you see these facilities, you'd actually be very happy to want to use their services, and then promote them. So we have 12 of these facilities across Ghana. We launched last year. We have facilities in Jolu, in Laboni, in Kaswa, in Kofredwa. We have the only private dialysis clinic in the Eastern region. Yeah, in the Eastern region, there are 2 dialysis centers, the government one and ours. That's what we've been doing. We have 40,000 patients or members in our network. One of the things that we do is to infuse technology, or to connect all the clinics through technology. And so say you go to Jolo, for example, for care. The next time you find yourself in Kofredwa, you go to a Rivia clinic in Kofredwa. You don't have to start the process again with this clinic, because your data is already stored in the system. You continue your care. The physician knows what your medical history is, and so care is more precise. One of the issues we face in this country is that most people, more than 90% of people in this country, don't have access to their health records. In fact, more than even 90%. Having met a single patient here who has access to their personal health records. And so one of the things we do is that the system we use gives you access to your personal health records, which is really important in precision care delivery. When we mention Africa prosperity, for me it means that we're in good health, and that primary care is accessible to over 90% of the population at all given times. When we talk about Africa prosperity, for me it means that Africa has access to diagnostics. Today, Africa only has, in Ghana, for example, we only have 200 diagnostics facilities for a population of 30 million people. And so for me, Africa prosperity means that every continent every country on the continent has access to diagnostics equipment for their population. Africa prosperity really means that the people of the continent are very, very, very healthy. They are very, very productive, and they are contributing at their maximum potential to the continent's economic growth.